What's going on, guys? My name is Mr. Red, and today we are going to take a look at what I think are the best weapons to start with in Far Cry 5. So let's take a look at what we have here. Right now we are on this little island here, and this is the island that you actually start the game on. So before you're able to actually leave this island, you actually have to do a couple of tasks for a character named Dutch. And once you're done with the tasks that Dutch gives you, then you are able to free roam the entire rest of the map here. But before you do that, you're going to want to make sure that you have an ideal weapons setup, because there are different areas of the map that are more or less densely populated with the cultists, and so you don't want to run into a huge group of them with your pants down and not be able to fight back efficiently. So when you start off on this island, it actually gives you access to, I think, 4 different weapons, excluding melee weapons. And those weapons are the compound bow, the M1911, the shotgun, and the ARC. So out of those 4 weapons, which are the best 2 to start with? Well, in my opinion, it would definitely have to be the M1911 and the ARC for one major reason. And that's because most of the cultists you're going to fight are actually carrying those weapons already. So you're basically never going to run into a situation where you're going to need ammo, because you just pick it up off of literally everyone you kill. Alright, so now it's time to test these weapons out in the field. I have the game paused right now, but in front of me there are 2 cultists. So I'm going to use the M1911 to try to get these kills. And right now I am pretty far away from them. So oh, they're spotting me. Shoot. I'm pretty far away right now, so I'm gonna do a distance kill, see how many rounds it takes, and then run up closer and see how many rounds that takes, because it should take a lot less when I'm closer. Okay. Wow, 3 rounds from a distance. That's actually pretty surprising. I thought it was gonna be much more than that. So let's go ahead and see if maybe we can kill these guys with 2 body shots if we get closer. Oh, and indeed we can. Now it's time to test out the ARC. So I have another cultist in front of me. Let's see how many rounds it takes. And he dropped down. Okay, there's a lot of people around here actually. Alright, we're at a bit of a distance for this guy. Let's see. See, I've just been walking around to all these regular militia people, and it's been filling up my ammo because almost every single one of these people has had both of these weapons on them. Whoops, not that one. This one. Okay, so now we're in the shops, and one thing I forgot to mention towards the beginning of the video is that when you start the game, you actually only start with 1 primary weapon slot and your secondary weapon slot as well. So it's actually perfect to have the ARC and the M1911 as your primary and secondary weapon, respectively. So let's go ahead and take a look at them and see what kind of attachments we can put on, because most of you are probably going to want to deck out your guns a little bit. So here we have the regular M1911, and it's got a couple of cool camos for it. I'm going to go ahead and throw the red one on for MrRedsGaming, of course. And I'm just going to talk about some of the attachments that I find most useful. So first up, we have the reflex sight. Now this little guy is going to give you a tiny red dot to aim with instead of the iron sights on your gun, and I find it to be much easier to aim with the reflex sight. So we'll throw that on there. Next up is the extended mag. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's just going to give you more bullets, more chances to get your rounds on target and take down more enemies. Now these 2 attachments are pretty much the only ones that I would really recommend starting out, because the reflex sight, as we saw, was $810 and the extended mag was $920. So it does cost you a bit of money to get them. The other attachment that I would recommend is one of the suppressors. There's no difference between the 2 besides looks, but it's $1,725, which is pretty steep for how much money you are making at the beginning of the game. So I would just recommend trying to get the reflex sight and the extended mag, and if you still can't get enough money to get both of those, then definitely just the reflex sight will do. Alright, so now let's talk about the ARC. We're pretty much going to do the same exact rundown as we did on the M1911. You're going to want that reflex sight. I personally find the iron sights on this gun to be absolute garbage, so I definitely like using the reflex sight instead. And then extended mag, once again, just allows you to have more bullets, put more rounds down range, and hopefully get a few more kills before you have to reload or run away for ammo. I don't think a suppressor is really necessary on this gun unless you're trying to take out different outposts undetected for that extra money bonus. You can always throw a suppressor on and you'll be less likely to get detected, but like I said, I don't think it's actually necessary. Okay, so now we're back in the field and we're going to test out both weapons again. I did actually throw the suppressor on both weapons just to show you how many rounds it takes with the suppressor, because the suppressor does drop the range, which in turn drops damage as well. So both my weapons are suppressed, and we got a couple cult members in front of us, so let's see what we can do with the suppressed ARC. And once again, we can just run over the dead bodies and pick up more ammo. So now it's time to test the M1911 out in the field. So we have two cultists right down here, and I am going to try to get a long shot on one of them, and then run down and hit the other one up close. Oh, I got a headshot on that guy. Well, it's good to know that headshots do a lot of damage from that distance. I think I got a headshot on that second guy too, actually. And easily take out animals as well.
Thanks a million.
Alright guys, so that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed or it helped you out, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. And if you want to see more Far Cry 5 videos or you want to see me live stream different video games, hit that subscription button and make sure that notification bell is turned on so you are notified as to when I upload and when I live stream. And let me know in the comments what your favorite weapon setup so far in Far Cry 5 is. I know there's a devil's advocate argument to be made against me, saying that you should use the shotgun right away because it does the most damage, but its range is terrible, and if you want to go undetected, you have to put a suppressor on it, which reduces the range even further, and that is something I just wouldn't recommend, to be honest with you. So leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday. Peace out.